Welcome back to the Loss Prevention News Network. I'm Joe LaRocca. I have two special guests. Before I introduce them, I just want to let you know we're filming live at the National Retail Federation's Protect Conference just outside of Dallas, Texas. Last week, the National Retail Security Survey was released, and in the survey, retailers reported losing over $46 billion in merchandise in 2017, slightly down from 2016, but a lot nonetheless. What was very clear in the survey is that organized retail crime, shoplifting, employee theft, fraud, and other issues continue to plague the industry. And I think our next two guests are qualified to talk about what are some of the challenges that retailers are seeing, not just here in the United States, but even overseas, all the way from New Zealand. So welcome, Phil and Tom.
Thanks, Joe.
So your company's name is, I don't want to mispronounce this, I'm going to try though, right? Instead of Auror, it's Auror. Auror. Got it, Auror. And tell me the basis of the name. How'd you come up with that?
So for us, it's all about preventing crime, and we saw information and intelligence as being the light. So Auror originates from the Latin word for the goddess of dawn, and bringing a light to it. And for any Harry Potter fans out there, there's also a subtle reference in there for you as well.
Okay, so the magic mages that are investigating the deep crimes. Okay,
you got it.
Great. So we're all on the same page. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thank you both for being here. In a snapshot, tell us a little bit about Auror and what your company does overseas. And I understand you're looking to maybe move into other markets.
Yeah, so we're a crime intelligence platform, and we aspire to make it easy for retailers to report, solve and prevent crime in their stores. And the way that we do that is we identified it was just too hard to report crime, so we make that process super easy, right from the stores to the investigators all the way through to the police. The second part is that no one's connecting the dots well enough, so these prolific offenders are going from store to store and retailer to retailer, and that's not getting connected at a retailer level or the police level. So within our software, it's super easy to connect the dots and figure out who the crime networks are in real time. And the third, like what we get out of bed for, is to actually help retailers prevent crime. And so we can integrate with facial recognition, license plate recognition, and actually pick up these prolific offenders when they come onto your stores, and actually empower store teams to prevent them with proactive customer service, and actually know about the person when they come in and go, hey, I've seen you before, can I help you? And know the products that they're targeting, and actually keep them out of your stores more effectively.
Great. And I understand you're from, the company's founded in New Zealand, is that correct? And so so do you have an international presence outside of New Zealand that you're looking at?
Yeah, we do. We started in New Zealand, and we saw that it was the perfect place to give it a go with the concept, because we've got one national police force. There's about 10,000 officers, so it's still probably as big as LAPD over here. And the retailers there were innovative and wanted to change the way that they were dealing with crime. From there, we've been really successful and had some great customer wins, and been working with retailers now in Australia as well. So for us, it was natural to come to the US, where we've realised that the problem of crime is the same the world over, and ORC is even more prevalent here than in other countries as well. So for us, it's how do we help empower crime fighters and use technology to make their life easier.
Right, that sounds great. And when you induct the incidents into your system, is that somebody filling it out at the store level? Is some sort of automation happening?
Yep, so it does start with making it simple for the stores, and so they love using our product because it's kind of like using Facebook. They can report the incident nice and quickly, and we load video footage in there at a click of a button, so it's all done, and they can get back to running their store. But we also create a feedback loop so that if an investigator looks at it or the police look at it, we let the store manager know that, so they actually feel good, like, hey, I've put in this information and something's happening about it. But yeah, it starts off with the store and then builds from there.
Okay, and it's on a device, so should I think like iPad or Android tablet?
Yeah, any web browser. So it's online, you can access it from anywhere, and it's super simple to use. So any store team can use it without any training.
Great. Now, in the US, there have been efforts to share data before, some at the national level, and there's others at regional levels or organized retail crime associations. And the question, it sounds like you may have cracked it in New Zealand. Retailers are concerned about sharing information between competitors, sometimes even sharing it. Law enforcement agencies want to keep it, in-house, if you will. How do you work through some of the privacy permissions, if you will?
Yes, there's probably two parts. I'll start in the first part. You can do the privacy. So we recognise that very early, that sometimes retailers can't collaborate with their competitors just because of the nature of the business. So what we do is, when they load information, we keep their information separate from the other retailers. But if there's a repeat offender, we connect it and aggregate it for the police. And so from the two retailers' perspectives, they're getting a better outcome because the police are like, hey, I've got more information to actually pursue this, but they didn't actually have to share with the other retailer. And from a privacy perspective.
And from a privacy point of view, it's all around making sure that the information is used for the right reason. And for us and our customers, it's around crime prevention. So, there are rules and access controls in place to make sure that the information gets to the right people at the right time, and then it's used for those right reasons. So there's a whole lot of controls in place to ensure that there's no privacy issues at all. And customers love the fact that it's actually safer and more secure than sending emails or pictures across the messenger apps as well.
Sure. Right. You never know where those are going to wind up.
Exactly.
So how does somebody, from a store perspective, a retail company approach you? What's the ramp up to get them involved in the program?
Yeah, so it's quite an easy platform to implement. So to start with, we don't need to work with any of their existing CCTV or anything. It'd be like rolling out Facebook. So we can get things going pretty quickly. So I guess it's just about engaging, understanding their problems, and figuring out how we can work together.
And the store would use their own device, I assume, or the employee could use any device?
They can use their own computer or a device like an iPad, and then it's just about easy input of information and evidence as well. So they've got a full evidence locker that you can put video footage, CCTV still images, and any other document you want. So it could be audio files, witness statements, all in one place.
And as you've gauged other law enforcement agencies, so outside of New Zealand, what has the response been? Are they surprised that you can make it so easy and some of the features you have?
They definitely don't believe it when they first hear about it, but I think the thing is, it is so easy for them, and they absolutely love it when they can not spend 3 to 5 hours investigating one retail incident. Instead, they're spending that time working on a large ORC case and having these really successful busts and operations. I mean, Tom was talking about before, with less than 4 weeks, they had one operation. They got $300,000 worth of goods back, $500,000 in cash, and $1 million in drugs seized as well. So that's what they're there to, they really enjoy that sort of thing. And when you make it easy for them to work with the retailers, everyone's working towards that same outcome. So it becomes really successful, and they love it.
And where do we find the company next? Any clients here in the U.S. today? I heard something about going into the UK or into Europe. What are the next areas you're really targeting?
Yeah, so we're really happy with where our product's at and the results that it's getting for our customers now, and so we're actively pushing into the US. We're having a lot of good conversations with some large retailers here about how we can help them, and it's starting to do the same thing in the UK, so hopefully you'll start seeing a lot more of us.
Good. Well, you're in the right place, for sure. One final technology question for you. GDPR, a big issue here, blowing up our emails, right? I just spent 3 weeks in Europe. It's a hot issue over there. Frankly, every website you go on, asking for a whole different level of permissions, etc. How is it impacting your business, if at all, and what are you doing to address it?
Well, the good thing for us, it's not impacting us because we've thought through privacy and we've designed privacy into the product itself. I think the good thing about GDPR is it's made everyone stop and think about how information is being used and make sure it's being used for the right reasons. So companies are a lot clearer now about how they're actually going to use people's data and information, which I think is a really good thing for society. So for us, we're keeping on because we've already got some great privacy policies in place.
Great. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm Joe LaRocca. We're here at the National Retail Federation's Protect Conference just outside of Dallas, Texas. Stay tuned to the Loss Prevention News Network, your #1 source of LP news and information.